Hello, it's Chris from My Stamp Lady. I'm here with this gorgeous card. I'm going to show you how I made this daisy. I've used the Daisy Lane bundle, which is the Daisy Lane stamp set with the medium daisy punch. This right now is available at a discount of 10%, but the stamp set also does coordinate with the daisy punch. It's just not included in the bundle. In addition to that, I'm going to be using the leaf punch. So I have Calypso Coral ink and the two daisy images. I am also using the Vellum. This is the Perennial Essence Vellum. It comes in So Saffron, Old Olive, and Petal Pink. Those are the coordinating colors, and that's the Vellum I'm going to be using. In fact, you can find it in the current catalog, Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog, right here on page 169, Perennial Essence 12 by 12 Vellum cardstock, and that's what I'm going to be using. This vellum has a coating on it that makes it take a bit longer to dry. So I will be stamping my images, and I am stamping them straight up and down. I'm making sure I have at least one petal up and down, and that way it's easier to punch. To make this flower, I will be using 3 of the large daisies, and then I'm just going to rotate it and use 2 of the smaller daisies. Because it has the coating on it, it takes a little bit longer to dry, so I'm going to be using my heat tool to speed up the drying process. Okay, so I'm going to just punch out the small daisy with the coordinating, or the smaller daisy, it's actually called the medium-sized daisy, with the medium punch. Sometimes it can be a challenge to remove the paper from the punch because of the way that the points work in there. So I'll just sometimes either pull it out or cut it out. It seems to me like I even have a little more trouble with the larger daisy than I do with the medium size. So I will just punch this one out, the large daisy, lining it up in that center. And then I will often just kind of snip it here and snip it there, and then I find it's easier to remove the paper. Okay, so once you have stamped and punched out your flowers, I will also need 3 leaves. 1, 2, and 3 of those. Okay. So now I'm just going to do some layering, and I'm actually going to glue these together with the Tombow multi-purpose adhesive. I like to add a little bit of curl, and so I'll use my paper piercer. You could also use a bone folder. I like the paper piercer because the round surface seems to work really well for me. So I'm just going to add a little bit of curl to these leaves, all of them, the small and the large, and then I'll be back. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of adhesive in the center. I'm going to offset my petals, or the petals of the flower, so that they will fill it in, just like that. A little bit of the ink, even though I did speed up the drying time, the vellum does take longer, so if you want to set it aside for a while and let it dry, that might work better for you. I still did get a little bit on my fingers, and I'm noticing it's getting onto my white paper here. Okay. And so I have made a nice thick daisy background. And then in the center here, let's just put the medium-sized daisy. Hold that for a second to let that set up. And then I will actually curl my leaves. This is the front here. You'll see the back is a little softer, like it's a little darker on one side, and there's also a smoother feel and then kind of a rough feel for the other side. So I'm just curling my leaves, each petal a little bit too. Okay, so to finish off this flower, I'm taking one of the Perennial Essence flower centers, and these already have adhesive right on there, so it's kind of got like a glue dot built into it, and just set that in the center. And when I decide to use this flower is when I will tuck my leaves in place, because then I can plan where they'll go around my sentiment and my image and where I would like to line those up. So this is my Vellum Daisy Lane flower, the daisy flower. And then to finish up this card, I put a little bit of the Perennial Essence paper in the background. This is cut with the well scripted die set and a little black frame with a little banner. And that's finished up my friend Daisy Lane Vellum card. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial for this flower. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching.